Hello everyone, and welcome back to Blue Spruce Hollow. Today I'll be planting one of the sunny corners of my garden, right beside the shed. This area gets a lot of afternoon sun, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite spots. So already I have some sweet peas climbing a trellis against the shed, and I have a bloomerang lilac tree growing nearby that, well, right now it's more bushy, but I am going to train it and start trimming it to become a tree pretty soon. I just want it to have a few years of growth before I start really hacking into it. So I have that nearby in the area, and I also have my pots in front of my shed. So I like the way this is starting to come together. I think it looks so cute. So today what I'll be doing is adding in a few more plants in this area to help fill in the space a little bit better. So the first thing I'm planting today is my Reflecting Glory Rose. So unlike the other perennials I've planted so far, roses are fairly heavy feeders. So instead of using bone meal, I'm using a fertilizer that's formulated specifically for roses. I just picked this up at the garden center closest to my house. Along with that, I'm amending the soil the same way I have throughout the garden by mixing in fresh garden soil, some of the original clay soil, and that mix that I can never pronounce properly, Pro Mix HP mycorrhizae, to encourage healthy root growth. Once everything is planted up, I'm finishing it off with a layer of seed compost to help improve the soil in this area as well, but also roses love seed compost. So like I said, they're very heavy feeders, so I think that's going to help with this and just topping it up every year a little bit. So like I've been talking about clay soil, it's a long game with gardening. You can improve it all at once, but every time I plant something, I'm adding a little bit more organic matter, and year by year, the soil should become healthier and easier to work with. Next, I'm planting a peony that I actually got from my grandparents' garden. The funny thing is, I don't even remember what color this peony is. Since we moved into this house back in September of 2024, that's when I brought it over. I put it in the backyard for the fall to root in, and then last summer I moved it to my front yard. And now I'm moving it back here. And peonies are very particular, so just that moving it around has not really allowed it to bloom yet. So that's why I don't know what color it is. But hopefully this new location is the last one, and it'll be happy being over here. Now after that, I'm planting one of my leftover cosmos that I grew from seed this winter. So I originally grew these for my front garden, but I had one left over and I didn't want to waste it, so I'm just putting it back here for a little pop of color instead of letting it go to waste. Now I'm heading back over to the shady side of my swing to finish what I started in my last episode. So if you missed it, I am planting both sides of my kind of like garden swing, and it's a fairly shady corner, so I'm trying to match what I have on one side to what I'm planting again on this side. So I'm just going to repeat the same flowers, but Last time I ran out. I thought I had another silver mound, but I didn't. So I had to make a quick trip to the garden center, and I picked up another one so that I can actually mirror it this time. So that's what I'm planting here. I'm putting in the silver mound with 2 violas on each side, just like I did on the other side of the swing. And behind that, I'm leaving some space for a hosta that my neighbor has generously offered me from her garden. So I'm just kind of taking that into consideration that it'll be here, and I'm going to plant behind that space now. So further back, I'm planting the Jack Frost Brunnera. Again, because of the silver foliage, just like the silver mound. That is really a big theme from Provence Gardens that I wanted to incorporate in my garden. So again, the Jack Frost is also silvers, has some like silvery leaves, so I'm putting that in. And on the other side, I'll be adding an astilbe right beside the Jack Frost. And then I'll be finishing the corner in the back with the Snowbell's Hellebore and a Lady Fern to add some extra height and texture. One design principle I'm really trying to follow in this garden is repetition. Just using the same plants in different areas help tie everything together, and it makes the garden feel much more intentional. Even if you're planting over several years like I am, repeating a few favorite plants can make everything just feel connected. And just like that, another little corner of the garden is coming together. It's amazing how each planting day makes Blue Spruce Hollow feel just a little bit more complete. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see how it grows.